Hey guys, Ranqeust here, bringing you episode number 5 of Building and Beyond. I'm outside of our creative world gate for our ravine city, and I just wanted to show you one new update. It's this over here. This is going to be my plan for the roads. I haven't 100% decided on which side I like better. There is going to be uh, two different road paths within inside of our ravine, followed by an internal little courtyard greenery area. Now, my decision is whether or not to use these stairs as a gutter style look, or to just have a flat style road here. I've tested this road with multiple different looks. I've used regular wood or oak wood, I've used sandstone, I've used pretty much every single thing that has slabs, stairs as well, and the dark wood looks to be the best in my opinion. If anybody has any opinions on this, then I'm definitely open to ideas. You can send a video response to my page and I will take a look. So I just wanted to give a little update. We will be switching over to our regular world and be going into the Nether. Because we need a couple things. We need to get some glowstone, and we're going to need to most likely get some of the basics, probably definitely some quartz. We're going to need that. And I would like to get some netherwart so we can start making potions and setting up things like that. So we're gonna need to make a netherwart farm. We're gonna need some blaze rods, not only for the netherwart farm, but I do want to see if I can get an ender chest soon. And then going forward, looking way down the line, we're gonna need to go to the end so that we can eventually kill the end dragon. And we will need plenty of blaze rods and blaze powder for Eyes of Ender. So we definitely have a lot of things to consider and to do. So I'm going to cut here, and we can actually quickly take a look one more time at the gate at nighttime. But I'm going to cut it right here, and I will see you on the other side. Thanks. Alright, welcome back. The sun is rising, and we are just about ready to go head over into the Nether. Now, I've done a little bit of work off camera. Mainly the work that I've been doing is just furthering the farming. I've lit up the area to make it a little bit safer so that I can farm further into the night. I also added this little mini sheep farm so that we can get some wool regularly, and I've started to work on reeds. We're going to need paper and whatnot. So, and the wood farm's coming along. I definitely want to eventually add a more dedicated, not out in the open wood farm. I'm going to need to expand it so that I can eventually add some dark wood, because as you saw in the earlier cut, we are going to be using a lot of dark wood in our roads going throughout our ravine city. So what I did also off camera is, here, I went and collected some dark wood and some dark wood saplings. So we do have a decent supply of that going forward. 18 and some spruce. Another thing that I've been deciding is that I do not want to use coal when smelting things, if at all possible. And the reason for that is, going forward, I may want to have to use this block of coal for different looks, which I think it looks great, and you know, it can give us definitely some cool designs going forward, maybe in like a blacksmith shop or something like that. So I want to preserve the coal for blocks as much as possible. So any time that I get enough to make a block, I've been doing so, and that kind of that brings me back to the mentality of, thinking about money. So if you have $100 bill, you are much less likely to spend your $100 bill if you were then to break your $100 bill into smaller pieces. Then you are more likely to spend each one of those individual pieces. So if I put it all into blocks, then I'm a lot less likely to go forward and use those extra pieces of coal or diamond or whatnot. So we have a small bit of valuables going, and again, what I want to do is I want to get an ender chest so that we can protect those resources as much as possible, because right now they're just in a regular chest, and if a creeper to come by and blow it up and kill us, then we could potentially lose some of our valuably earned loot. So, and then I've also been doing a little bit more organizing. What this chest is filled with, random baddie loot as I acquire it. So yeah. All right. So what I want to do, I want to cook up some food. We're going to be in the Nether for at least a little bit. I want to be able to get some fresh tools. My armor is looking okay, but we're going to need to set up a little base inside the Nether so that we can definitely go back and make strides towards completion. So one of the things that I'm going to want to do in the Nether, I'm going to want to set up a tree farm for wood, so I don't have to keep coming back and forth. I'm going to want to set up a melon farm, which, if we remember from before, we do have some melon seeds somewhere. And the reason why I want to set up melon seeds is because you only have to plant them once, and then I actually have in my inventory. You only need to plant them once, and their stalks will grow. And when you harvest the melons, you actually get you harvest off of a different block, and the stalk stays intact. And that's important because in the Nether, you're not allowed to have any water. And anytime you replant, say, wheat or potatoes or carrots, if you were to harvest those items, then it adds a level of difficulty that it's just a pain. So melons are not the most nutritious food, but they will give us the ease of being able to just harvest what we need versus having to harvest and then replant in time before the dirt fails. So we don't have any swords. We have our diamond pick, but I don't actually want to bring that into the Nether just in case. So I'm going to put that up in here, and I am going to craft us some new swords and a pick, and that should do us, because we don't actually need, I might as well craft another shovel, but we don't need too much going forward. Head there, I'm going to throw just some quick enchants on them just to get something on them. Nothing special, but no sense in wasting levels. And I actually need to get some torches. So the importance of torches when you are creating an enchanting area. If you throw a torch in front of blocks, you'll actually block their signal to the enchanting table. So if you have your full enchanting table and you're trying to get a low enchant, then adding those will give you that flexibility of choosing what kind of enchant you're going to want to put on there. So I have a shovel, a sword, and a pickaxe to put on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 levels on the pick. Maybe we'll get lucky. I'm breaking 1. Not so bad. And 1 level on the sword, sharpness, it's good. And we'll throw a level on the shovel. Why not? Efficiency. So the only other thing that we're going to need is I'm going to get a stack of dirt, and I'm just going to put away those other blocks real quick. A stack of dirt, 2 stacks of cobble, and that should be good. So okay. So let's head on over there and get started. Now I have not gone into the Nether whatsoever over here. This is the first time going in. So let's see what we've got. We're going to hit with a little bit of lag coming in. Alright, so now that we're in, our first step is to enclose the portal with cobblestone, because cobblestone has a high blast resistance. If you hear that creepy little baby noise in the background, that is a ghast, and they shoot fire charges out at their targets, and that has the potential to destroy our portal signal. So if we encase it in some cobblestone, we will give us a lot safer of a time out here in the Nether. So it's not very pretty, but it adds the functionality. Alright, so now we're safe. Let's clear out a little bit of space. Now, this is netherrack here. Netherrack can be mined just with any style pick. It mines very quickly. I'm actually going to use this a lot in the build, and the reason for it is netherrack, even though it's ugly, it has a very unique property in that if you light it on fire, it will forever stay on fire. So I'm going to try to use some of the netherrack in my build to create some lighting without making it look obvious with, say a torch. So in this block here is your quartz, and that will give us our quartz block. So what you have to do is you have to take this, and I believe you have to smelt it, and just like iron, and you will just double check. Oh, no, you just craft it in a 4, and there you go. You got a block of quartz, and then you can take that going forward, and you can turn it into different blocks, whether you want a pillar, you want some of the chiseled. But yeah, so alright, so now that we are safe, we've got some close glowstone. I'm gonna definitely take advantage of that while we're here. It's quite a big chunk too. Now, the ideal situation would be to come into the Nether with, say, a fortune pick, and that will give you the most amount of glowstone per hit. It takes 4 glowstone dust to make 1 glowstone. So you want to use glowstone, especially early on, without any sort of silk touch or fortune. You want to place it sparingly. So the good thing is that we are on a solo world, so any glowstone that we do see is ours for the taking. It makes it a little bit more difficult when you're on a multiplayer server. You don't want to waste any glowstone when other people are going to want it for their builds as well. Okay, so now that we've got all this glowstone, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our little fort, dig into the netherrack this way, and create some rooms for some farms. We're going to need a wood farm, and we're going to need a our melon farm. So I will be right back when I have those rooms excavated. Alright guys, I'm back. So while I was done, I've got a tree farm, which is already starting to come online. I've got our melon farm starting. We've got our little stocklings starting to grow. I used quite a bit of iron. I think I went through about 4 or 5 picks to clear out all of this netherrack. But our next task, now that we have the basics down here, is we need to find 3 things. We need some soul sand, which can be found just about anywhere. We need to find some netherwart, and we need some blaze rods. And the last 2 can only be found in a nether fortress. So we need to go out into the nether, be careful and watch out for ghasts, and try to find us our first nether fortress. And hopefully it's a big enough one, because sometimes you can find them and they won't have any netherwart in them, and it's very disappointing. So once I've finished clearing out all this, we're good. So as far as supplies goes, I wanted to put most of our valuables away. I've got our food, we have a little bit of metal which we'll need, we have a decent amount of wood, some tools, and we don't need that. So, here we go. Oh, also, I'm going to write down these coordinates, because it's very easy, especially with 90% of the nether being either lava or netherrack, it's very easy to get lost, so it's always good to write down your coordinates for your home base. And that will actually come in handy down the road as well, because another added benefit of the nether is its speed in traveling. Now, you say to yourself, what do you mean? You're traveling the same rate as you normally would. Well, for every block traveled in the nether, it's equivalent to traveling 8 blocks in the overworld. So, for instance, and here actually is a little patch of soul sand. It's not much, but I'll finish on that topic in a second. But soul sand is important because it is necessary to grow netherwart on. So it's essentially the dirt for netherwart. So in order to have large farms, you need quite a bit of it, and it's a fairly easy to find resource, so it's not that big of a deal. But might as well collect some while you're on your way, and we got some quartz out of that, so that's always an added plus. Yeah, see, that's a whole section of it. So, like I was saying before, as far as traveling, if, for instance, in our area we don't have a desert nearby, if we travel in the overworld, oh crap, and we notice that, you know, we don't have a desert for a couple thousand blocks, it would suck pretty bad having to travel a couple thousand blocks every time we needed a large amount of sand or sandstone. But with the Nether, what we can do is we can make essentially a highway to whatever destination we want, and we just have to find the coordinates for the overworld area, and then divide that by 8, and that's going to be the coordinates for the underworld area, and you can have a lot faster travel to certain places. So we will definitely be implementing that in the future, but for now we don't really need to worry about it because we're looking for a place in the Nether. Another thing, now this here is a magma cream, or a magma slime, and if you get lucky enough, now that was actually really dangerous, but if you get lucky enough, they actually drop magma creams, which are very nice for potions. So, and one thing to be cautious about in the Nether is these guys over here, they're not hostile mobs, so long as you don't hit them. These are zombie pigmen. And if you do attack one of them, they call all of their friends nearby, and you can get easily swarmed and killed. And they don't get they stay angry for a long time. So now it is possible to create zombie pigmen farms. You can use them to farm things like, oh, and there's fortress, very nice. You can use them to farm gold, and you can use them to farm, you know, just random little items like swords and whatnot. Now that guy is a Ghast, and he is not very nice. And I don't have arrows. Well, this is fun. So, if you don't have arrows, the only way to kill one of these is to play it like original Zelda Ocarina of Time in the Forest Temple. There was a boss that was Phantom Ganon, and he would shoot. Oh, so close. He would shoot bolts of energy at you, and the only way to kill him would be to launch the bolt of energy back at him. So the Ghasts is very similar as far as playstyle. Now this looks, with that fencing up there, this looks to be, yep, there's a Ghast. So this is, yeah, a little tricky. Oh, okay. So let's dig in here. Find a hallway. Hallway and three blazes. This is gonna be tricky. Ow, ow, ow. Get back, get back. Make sure we eat. So this is a very scary situation here. We've got a Ghast trying to blow us up. And some blazes trying to light us on fire. Okay. Ow, 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 blaze rod. Okay. So let's block off and eat a little bit. Blaze rod. Dun 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 dun. Can't finish that. Run! Whew! Alright, so that was a slight success. Okay, so we are in the fortress. It's essentially a bunch of hallways and... Oh, a little bit of lag. Not good. Oh! Oh! So yeah, it's essentially a bunch of hallways and arches and whatnot. Ah! Oh, run away. But occasionally you can find... This is very scary. Occasionally you can find stairways down into chambers, and that will be where your nether wart will be. Let's try to find a less dangerous place. And it's not looking like we're going to be able to, so we're just going to have to suck it up. Stairway. Oh, yes. Okay, so we are going into the lower portion. Hopefully this will prove. I'm going to throw some torches every once in a while so I can see where I need to go. I'm getting some lag here, and that's probably generation lag because this is all new. But this here is actually a great sign. Ooh, a little chest. This is actually new. Oh, gold armor, gold chestplate, and some gold. Very nice. I'm actually going to take that because wood is a high commodity in the nether. So any chests I can get for free are definitely something that I want to be a part of. Now this is usually a good sign if you find one of these little altars that have lava in it. But it doesn't look like we're gonna get any from here. No, that's a dead end. That's a dead end. And let's eat up. So that seems to be a problem. We are running out of food. And this is no good. bad. Run away. I'm gonna collect some mushrooms though. Considering we're running out of food, you can make some mushroom soup if you have both types of mushrooms. So, fortunately we've only seen the red kind, but if we do stumble upon some of the other types of mushrooms, we can make some decent food. So this is to nowhere. Darn. There's a magma cream. And we got one. Well, better than nothing. And that looks to be a wither skeleton. And those you have to be careful of. They can cause wither, which you lose sight of how many hearts you have, as well as you take damage per second. So you want to be careful when you're fighting those, but they are necessary to fight if you do want to ever tackle the wither boss. So, oh wow, we just got lucky because there is a wither skull right there. Now, in order to summon the wither boss, you need to have 3 wither skeleton heads. So that was extremely lucky. Ooh, a real skeleton. Very nice. And we get an arrow. Well, that's exciting. If I remember correctly, we have to come this way. Some of this. What is this? Never seen some random generation before. This is what's left of a hallway. Okay. Good to know. So that is not anywhere that we can go, which is very disappointing. That's a bust. Alright guys, well, I'm going to make my way back to our nether base. hopefully stock up. We're gonna have to search for another nether fortress other than this one, because this one doesn't seem to have any nether wart. We did accomplish one thing. We've got 3 blaze rods, which is nice, so we can hopefully create a brewing stand, and we can just double check right in here real quick. Nope, nothing. And we can create some eye of enders, but we're gonna need that's gonna be definitely a long way down the road. So let's make our way back. Right, you are right there. Come on, you blazy. Now this isn't really working towards our advantage. You're gonna have to make it quick. And see you later. Fooled you. Sucker. And there is our main base. So, we did not have to go far to get to one of these, but it was a bust as far as netherwart goes, so grab a couple more pieces of that. Now, all that means, really, is there's going to be more nether episodes for sure. Definitely want to get our netherwart farm started as soon as possible. I'm going to take a quick peek around this way, just in case there's another fortress nearby. And it doesn't look like there is. Not without going by some lava. So, let's head up to the base and we will recap on what we accomplished. Baby zombie pigman. Okay, so let's take a look. We made it into the nether. We created our little protection shields for our nether portal. We started off our melon farm, and we've got a tree farm going. So this was pretty much a successful video. We got some magma cream, some glowstone dust, which we even got some more here that equates to 16. We've got 35 pieces of glowstone, which is not too shabby, guys. And 3 blaze rods. And finally this wither skeleton skull. Now that was a treat. I wasn't trying to go for anything like that, but those are always a good thing to have. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this episode. I will see you next time.